What's up, you guys? All right, well, I just finished my 5th consecutive red day. 5 red days in a row. I'm down over $40,000 in 5 days. How many of you guys know how it feels to dig yourself a hole? But a lot of you do. And there's no choice but to start digging myself out, one trade at a time. There's no other option. Whether you dig yourself a hole over the course of 1 day, 2 days, 5 days, a week, a month, or several months, whether the hole is $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, $50,000, $100,000, it's kind of the same either way. You got to buckle down and start digging your way out. I got out of the office and I know that up ahead there's something in the trail that's going to cause me a little bit of a problem, and I'm going to have to get through it the same as I have to dig my way out of this hole. It's going to be one branch at a time, and I'm going to get it done, and you guys are going to be there right by my side while we work our way through. There is no other option than to push forward. All right, so we're gonna start by assessing the damage here. My bike up against this tree. We got a tree across the trail, and I wanna keep going down this trail. The only thing I can do, in this case, is cut this thing out of the way. Now, sure, I could try to go around, but this is the trail, this is the path. So if I wanna keep going down the path right here, I got to get through this thing. This, for me, I knew this was up here. I knew it was something I'd have to deal with. And I knew this would be a good example of needing to push through. Just like needing to dig yourself out of a hole. If you're committed, if you want to make it happen, if you want to get to the other side, you've got no choice but to get through this. And there's really only one way to do it, is to buckle down, assess the situation, make a plan, and then get after it. As I look at this, from first glance, it's a mess. I've got some, looks like 2-3 good sized trees across the trail. These all have some big branches on them. So I'm not gonna be able to dig myself out of this in 2 minutes. It's gonna take some time. I've got to be patient. I've got to be willing to settle in for a little bit. So I've got my saw, and I'm going to start getting after it. The first part of getting through this and digging myself out of a hole is not the fun part. And it's the part where I'm not going to see a lot of return right away, and it's kind of just clearing out some of this junk in the way. With the trading account, it's taking a couple of base hits. It's just kind of cleaning up the mess a little bit. It's not about hitting home runs. I'm not going to get through this all in one swipe. I'm not going to get through $40,000 all in one trade. It'd be crazy to try to. So I just got to buckle down and start, chipping away. One small chip. So initially those first few chips, it seems like I haven't done anything. I haven't made a dent of progress. Right now I'm just kind of getting some of these big things out. I'll clean up this, and then I'll be able to get after the good stuff down here and make a path through, but I'm still a ways away from being there. With the trading account, focusing on base hits for those first few days is really hard because, it's human nature to want to get back what you lost as quick as possible. But at the end of the day, any attempt to do that, 9 out of 10 times is going to dig your hole deeper. So what I did on my first day, I had 2 red trades on my first day. I lost 16 grand. It was terrible, absolutely terrible, but it happens. The second day of my red streak, I tried to get back as much of that loss as I could, and I ended up losing another 4 grand. The third day, I was like, all right, seriously this time, I'm just need to hit a base hit. But I got frustrated, I went red, and I was like, no, I'm not gonna have a third red day. unacceptable. And so I started pushing and getting aggressive. Boom, third red day. Then I had a fourth red day. And on the fourth red day, I was down $10,000. And then the afternoon I came back and took a Hail Mary pass. And I made 10 grand. Amazing. I was still down $300 though, with commissions. So I went for one more trade, and then I gave back everything I'd made. Down about 11,000. So, here was day 5, fifth red day, down 17 cents, whatever. The fact is, I traded like 12 different stocks. I felt like I was flailing, grasping at anything that was moving because I wanted so badly not to be red for a fifth day. So tomorrow, I've got to start digging my way out with base hits. And those first few trades, it's not going to feel like I'm even putting a dent into it. $500, that's nothing when you're down 40 grand. But 500 a day, it adds up. You got to get into that mindset. Really accept it. This is my current state, and the only path forward, I got to get through this. I have to get through it. There is no other choice. All right, now things are starting to look a little bit better. I'm making my way through this. I still have a ways to go, but I've made some progress. Just like those first few days, those first couple of base hits, initially it doesn't feel like you're doing much, but a couple days in, you get a little space between you and that big loss. You have a couple days of making a little bit of progress and at least not having any more big losses. You've cut the bleeding and you start to feel a little bit better. Getting space from the loss is always important. I know for me, it's often felt like if I don't get this back right away, then it's just this constant feeling of experiencing a loss. You've lost money, and the only way to feel whole again is to make back everything you've lost. And so naturally, you want to get that back as quick as possible. And if it takes you 6 weeks to get it back, during that whole 6-week period, it's easy to feel and to continue to carry that sense of loss. Something that really helped me when I was a beginner trader, I would remind myself that, Ross, okay, so, you've lost whatever it is. Let's say, I'm down $30,000 since I started trading. All right, that sucks, obviously. But at the same time, the day that I start consistently making even just $200 a day, from that point forward, I'm out of the woods. It's smooth sailing. 200 a day is 50,000 a year. So even though 200 a day during those first 5 or 10 days certainly didn't give me $30,000, the knowledge that I was now proving I could be consistent, that I could follow rules, is what I was really holding on to. And where I'm at now with my trading, I'm an aggressive trader. I do take a lot of risk. And when it works, you guys see I have some really big green days. But when it doesn't work, I have some really big red days. And that comes with the territory, and I have to accept it. It's hard because me, just like anyone else, I don't like to sit with loss. But if I stopped taking risk, I would make less money. Because I would end up missing a lot of the good winning trades that I only get into because I'm willing to step up to the plate and take some risk. My next step here is to start working away at this and get a couple cuts through here and over there, and I'll be able to get a single track back opened up, and I'll be able to get through what initially felt daunting and maybe a little overwhelming, especially as the sun is setting and I've got to get home, is now starting to feel within reach. So let's finish this up. Now I'm starting to make some real progress. I've got a nice chunk out here. So this, for me, with trading would be one of those nice big green days after starting to bounce out of the hold. Maybe it's 10 days in, whatever it is, finally I get that nice big green day. And now I'm feeling like the wind is at my back. That was the last piece right there. So I got myself out. I'm out of the hole. And now I gotta do it with my trading account. But it's gonna be the same approach. One small step at a time, knowing that over the course of days and weeks and certainly months, that each one of those small steps add up. I know very well that swinging for home runs, Hail Mary passes, it doesn't pay off in the long run, because the losses that come from not taking profit when you could have, because when you go for a home run, there's a lot of times you could have stopped at first base, and when you get tagged out between second and third, you're thinking, man, I should have just stopped at second. Same way with trading. When you end up having a trade where you're up big, you don't lock it up because you're going for the home run. You let a whole thing ride. It feels defeating. And when you're in the mindset of chipping your way out of the hole, digging out really slowly, every single little win, you've got to take it because it adds up. Obviously, it's great if you get a home run, but to swing for them, you can't have that mindset. And unfortunately, it's only human, and I know probably better than anyone else that after a big red day, the thing I want more than anything is to make back that entire loss in one trade. But it's not something that you can depend on. You can depend on base hits. So you guys are going to see over the course of the next few days and few weeks me working on digging my way out of the hole with a trading account. And hopefully by the time you guys are watching this, I will have already made some really good progress on that, or maybe I'll already be back to all-time highs, and this will just be a memory of the last time I had a red streak and then had to dig myself out of the hole. But you know what? I guarantee you it won't be the last time. Having this tree fall across the trail, there's nothing I could have done to prevent it, really. It was bound to happen eventually. Trading losses happen. Red streaks happen. You can't be a trader and never have losses. So what you really have to do is get good at being able to lose gracefully, get back on the horse, and not let it get you all bent out of shape. Let the loss happen, okay, and then start digging your way out. It's the best thing you can do. I hope you guys enjoy this episode. Questions, comments, leave them down below, and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. All right, I'll see you guys for the next episode.
Hey, did you know that I go live every single morning between 9 and 9:15 to stream my pre-market watch list? Subscribe to the channel, press the bell for the alert, and you'll get the notification.